Dr. James for your second. The next, Mrs. Lincoln, can you please call the roll?
Dr. Seeger.
Aye.
Dr. James.
Aye.
Mr. Ballant.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Mrs. Bitter.
Aye. The next item is the approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved. Second, quick question.
I think before we have to do a vote first or?
No.
Oh, no.
No, you
Sorry,
can
go
ask.
ahead.
You that's okay. There was there was a mistake in the minutes and I just wanted to make sure a mistake was clarified.
It's a minor.
It's a minor thing. The executive session is moved by Mr. Harris and seconded by Mr. Harris. Obviously, I cannot second that motion
Yes,
as much as I would like to.
but if anyone could.
If anybody could, it would be me. So I think that needs to be amended to moved by Mr. Ballant and seconded by Mr. Harris.
You
So
are correct.
Yes.
I will make that adjustment.
Yes. Just so you know, for that actual, item, that was Mr. Ballant motion and Mr. Harris seconded.
Yes.
So there we go. Once again, in the same one. Okay. Any other edits, corrections, anything else? Okay. Mrs. Logan, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Ballant.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Dr. James.
Aye.
Dr. Steger.
Abstain.
And Mrs. Bitter.
Aye. Mrs. Logan, do we have, and next item is public participation. Do we have any public participation today?
I have not been contacted by anyone wishing to address the board.
Thank you.
We don't have anyone online, correct?
Okay. Our much anticipated next item is the introduction for Edwin H. Green Intermediate School and Mr. Gregory Cole.
Is it really Gregory Cole?
Gregory.
Okay, I thought maybe my assistant just decided to give you a new name. I've never heard that, so. Well, it is with great pleasure that we get to introduce, and it's not like he's been far, because he's been here, but introduce Greg Cole to you as the recommended candidate for your consideration for Edwin H. Green Intermediate School. And Mr. Cole has excelled in 2 years as an assistant principal at Sycamore Junior High, and he's been part of a team that has transformed that culture in a very short period of time. And so he went through a rigorous process of numerous interviews, including 2 very large rounds of interviews that include numerous staff members from EH Green, parents from EH Green, PTO staff, PTO leaders from EH Green, and just some district and building leaders from around the district. So I will say one of my favorite questions that I watched Mr. Cole excel on was a surprise question. We had the background up from a press conference earlier in the day, and we said, well, we'd like you to stand up and introduce yourself as if you're standing in front of the EH Green staff. And you're being introduced as the first time as principal, and he stood right up and bam, just went right into it. And you would have thought he was talking to the staff. So it was fun to watch. He was a natural. He makes great connections with students, and he builds tremendous relationships with staff members. Prior to becoming an assistant principal, he spent a lot of time as a social studies teacher, both at the junior high and the high school, and then transitioned into the Synovation Lab where, he really did something that I think was, when I say transformative for education, it was really thinking about meeting the needs of all learners and all students. And that's really a passion of his, is that personalized experience for teaching and learning. So it is with great pleasure that I introduce Mr. Cole to you now as the new Edwin H. Green Intermediate School principal. We
have to vote on this.
Just vote really quickly. You're gonna go ahead and just accept this, all right? Let's do this. We're getting ahead of ourselves because we're eager. We're
Very
excited. We're very excited. All right, everyone. Can I please get a motion in a second for the administrative contract for EH Green principal? So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. James, for your motion, and thank you, Mr. Ballant, for your second. Mrs. Logan, please call the roll.
Dr. James.
Aye.
Mr. Ballant.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Dr. Seeger. Aye. And Mrs. Bitter. Aye.
Now, Mr.
It's a pretty amazing feeling, right? I'm an aviator mate. We moved here in the late eighties when Brandon was just born. And so I'm a family of 5 boys who all graduate from Sycamore. A lot of them married wives who went through Sycamore. As a teacher through Sycamore, Mr. Harris has hired me now 3 or 4 times. Positions. I think one of the things that makes Sycamore special is a community, which you all are very aware of. And one of the things that I have felt throughout my entire career is the responsibility of being an aviator and what that means to carry it forward. And my parents are a wonderful example of that. In their retirement, they are more busy than any working people getting back to the community because, again, I think that we all know that we are where we are because where we came from. And today we had a couple of difficult situations at the junior high that we had a chance to share just how important it is to take what you've been given and to pass it forward. And so obviously, my family means a lot. The Coles travel large, as I told Mr. Lewis. This is only a percentage of them. So a special thanks goes to my family. Obviously, my children, the last couple of years being assistant principal as your father is difficult. I think we've enjoyed it. Mr. Griffin Cole has enjoyed a special desk in my office. So I'll have to find arrangements for that next year. My wife, Mary Lynn, all the years of coaching and teaching and being an administrator and all that time away, that has shifted a good portion of the balance of some of what we do in life together to her. And so I just want to thank her as an amazing life partner. And these last couple of years at the junior high, the junior high staff is amazing. The support of Ms. Junk and Mr. Meyer and just teaching me how to be an administrator, the relationships, specifically the front office staff, because you guys who've worked in buildings know that they run it. Mr. Mackey has bailed me out innumerable times. And just so I'm going to miss that junior high family, but I am absolutely excited to lead with Ms. Constable and Ms. Combs and just continue to work with the great staff there and the students and the families. And one of my favorite phrases is, just trying to make them great 26-year-olds, just prepare them for life as they move forward. So I just want to thank you for the trust that you've given us as a team. And I just really look forward to getting started. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I was gonna say, here comes Mal.
If you. Take some pictures. We need to take some pictures first. So we'll wait for that. After the world. On the agenda is the athletic administrative stipends. Can I please get a motion and a second for the athletic administrative?
So moved.
Second.
Our athletic, obviously, department is feeling the pinch of a loss of a staff member. So, Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Smith are going to have to pick up some additional duties. So recommending a stipend for both of them for the additional duties to get through until we complete the hire of a new athletic director. And then Mrs. Combs and Mrs. Constable have been picking up additional duties all year. Since the beginning of really through fall. We're working a lot of weekends and additional hours, so recommending the stipends for them as well.
Any questions? Mrs. Logan, can you?
Dr. Steger.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Mr. Ballin.
Aye.
Dr. James. Aye. Mrs. Bitter.
Aye. Can I please get a motion in a second for the Child Nutrition Services Agreement with Saint Cecilia School?
So moved.
Second. Thank you, Mr. Allen, for your motion, and thank you, Dr. James, for your second.
Mr. Lovell?
Yeah, so if you didn't know, we actually provide services, child nutrition services at St. Cecilia through a contract, obviously, that's in front of you here. This has been ongoing, so this is a 2-year agreement with them. It's very similar to the previous agreements, just some adjustments for staffing and for prices of food. Mrs. Wellman works directly with St. Cecilia to ensure that the food services obviously of the quality of Sycamore schools, and it's been a great relationship, and we look forward to continuing the service.
And I think a couple important points. There's a guideline in here that creates a no loss opportunity. We are not able to lose money. If we are in a losing position, they have to fund a certain dollar amount to us, which I think is important. And I think the other thing that warms my heart is that they have a large percentage of free and reduced lunch population. And so I think at least last check, it provided free breakfast and lunch.
It does.
So
Correct.
it's a great win-win partnership for us and the students of things.
Oakley, St. Cecilia Oakley.
Mrs. Logan, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Ballin.
Aye.
Dr. James.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Dr. Steger.
Aye.
Mrs. Bitter.
Aye. Mr. Lewis?
Yeah.
The last.
Some quick other items. Mental health fair this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. being put on by the city of Montgomery at Twin Lakes. We will have participation in that. I'm guessing it's probably Mrs. Zelby that's leading that charge to be involved in that. And they were involved previous at last year's mental health fair, and it went very well. So the city of Montgomery is very excited about this, as well as Twin Lakes. It's a great partnership for us as well. So Sycamore has once again been named a best community for music education by the NAM Foundation. So congratulations to our entire music department for their dedication to the music arts. Our winter drumline has some significant prelims and finals coming up for their championships. It's this weekend at Troy High School. If you want to catch the winter drumline and their show and you don't want to drive to Troy High School, April 11th at 8 p.m. they will be at the junior high main gym. So if you want to catch that show,
Can you say that one more time?
April 11th at 8 a.m. next Thursday. And I am going to try to get there because it's at the junior high in the main gym.
Is the one at Troy High School going to be virtually shared?
I do not know, but I will say if you decide to go to Troy High School, which I might, I love that they're always precise on time. So the last time I went to the Winter Guard, there's a Winter Guard, they performed at Milford High School, and I don't remember what time it was, but let's say it was 5:17. I literally walked in with Tanvi's parents at 5:16. The show happened and I walked out 5 minutes later. It's, if you really want a precise event to go to, they are never off on these times. So one thing that I ask the athletic department to do, I feel like we always get the information about some of the bigger sports. We don't always get them about some of the other sports. We see things like state championships. We see, about the basketball team, but I don't know that I've ever heard about the cross country team or the chess team. So I asked them to pull, I want to know how every team did through fall and winter. So if you'll humor me, I just want to read off these names as best as I can for every sport. And I want you to hear the success that we had through both seasons. Football, we had 8 first team all GMCs: Nick Branham, Gio Garrett, Eugene Harney, Jahad Jabbar, Trey Meadows, Kevin Metaliski, and Oscar Piedrahita. We're all first team GMC. Second team all GMC, Drew DeTillo, Craig Holly, Ethan Metaliski, Chase Terrell, and Seth Truder. Girls volleyball, we had the athlete of the year, Lindsay Stevenson, and she was also first team all GMC along with Ava Morandi. Second team all GMC was Carly Thiel. Boys soccer, two first team all GMC, Ryan Friedrich and Riley Queenan. Second team all GMC, Sean Donovan, Owen Kammerer, and Devin Mitchell. First team all GMC for girls soccer, Emmy Bennett and Caitlin Shomes. Second team all GMC, Reagan Crawl, Nina Friedman, and Jordana Ronas Tobin. Boys cross country, we had a second team all GMC, Alex Philippi. Girls cross country, first team all GMC, Anna Wegner. Second team all GMC, Margot Newman. And then boys golf, first team all GMC, AJ Lambert. Second team all GMC, Chase Andrews, Parker Brumfield, Parker Ellis. Girls golf, we had the coach of the year, Matt Starr. And 5 golfers are first team all GMC, which is no shock since they went to the state and finished very high. Ava Besserell, Jenna DeJonker, Yuanhua Jung, Sonali Singla, and Caroline Thompson. And then a second team all GMC, Isabel Gollin. Girls tennis, second team all GMC, second singles, Caitlin Meyer, third singles, Allison Sales, second doubles, Anaya Mehta and Erica Liu. Third team all GMC, our first team doubles, Callista France and Escudero. And all honorable mention all GMC, first singles, Lisa Kai. So that was all fall. That was a crazy amount of people that did so well. So our winter sports, we already talked about basketball last meeting, so I'm going to skip over boys basketball, but girls basketball, first team all GMC, Brooke Burgess. So the Burgess household has to be really excited at the athlete of the year boys and first team all GMC girls. Boys wrestling athlete of the year, no surprise, Eugene Harney. First team all GMC, Adam Gelman. First team all GMC, Eugene Harney. Second team all GMC, Jihad Abdel Jabber. Third team all GMC, Dimitri Mingiano. Honorable mention all GMC, Nolan Irk. And honorable mention, Andre Pettyjohn. Boys swimming, co-coach of the year, Dan Carl. Diver of the year, Simon Huff. No surprise, he went to state. First team all GMC, Simon. Third team all GMC, Noah Brady, John Knapschafer, Colin Preisler, and Parker Schnelly. Third team all GMC, Olivo De Freitas. Third team all GMC, John Knapschafer in the 500 freestyle. The other one was a relay that they were all GMC. Honorable mention, John Knapschafer, Matthew Schmidlin, Niso Makashu, Ty Makashu, Pat. I'll just say Pat L. It's a really long name. Looks hard to pronounce. Aiden Finn, and then honorable mention GMC again. Those individuals that were in the relay, the same 4 individuals. So, and Noah Brady. Girls swimming, second team all GMC, Suhani Prakash, Natalia Corte, Sarah Finn, Kylie Allen. Second team all GMC, Maddie Friend, Natalia Corte, Vivian New, and Sarah Finn. Third team all GMC, Suhani Prakash, and third team all GMC, Natalia Corte, all different events. Honorable mention, Eleanor Hardy and Suhani Prakash again. Our bowlers, 2 second team all GMCs, for 1 for the boys, 1 for the girls, Easton Piriani and Corinne Sears. Chess, 2 all GMC first teamers, Sunav Adhikari and Abhinav Dinesh. Second team all GMC, Edu Dats. Second team all GMC, Noam Dats, and Hari Nadathur. Academic team, athlete of the year, Rishi Mathur, and he was also first team all GMC. So I would say very, very strong success. All of them. For those individuals, and thank you for humoring me as I read all those names. But it's important to recognize those.
Yeah, that's a lot of talent in this district.
And we will see, I haven't heard anything, but we'll try to get Eugene at one of our May meetings at the high school. We're setting up in the hub so that we can accommodate our meeting, but also accommodate going to see Sims players and the retirement celebration. So
And I know you brought this up at the last meeting, but the robotics team is gonna go in April
Yeah, so-
15, like in the middle of April, so
we have the
before.
Worlds, so we'll see.
To see that, that'll be neat if they, we can
Well,
watch
and
it online.
it would be
like we did
nice to
last time.
catch
That'd be
them.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, they were state champions, so.
Yeah.
We should recognize them as well.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Hall of Fame, April 13th.
Saturday, April 13th.
yeah, and
Yes.
April 13th, the Hall of Fame. A lot of talent. Okay,
And our DECA group is another group that we can,
They do well every year.
a lot of fun to have so many this year.
Yeah.
So many successful students.
I know.
doing
But
so
there's
many great-
also your students that are placing well with music outside of the district, and also the ones that with fashion for the cure that are doing well with honorable mentions and things like that. throughout
Yeah.
the state, so lots that we can mention for our district.
okay, can I please get a motion and a second for the personnel consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Harris, for your motion. Thank you, Dr. James, for your second. Mrs. Logan, please call the roll.
Mr. Harris,
Aye.
Dr. James. Aye. Mr. Ballant.
Aye.
Dr. Steger,
Hi,
Mrs. Bitter.
Aye. Can I please get a motion and a second to appoint Jenny Logan, Treasurer, CFO, as a Sycamore Community Schools representative to the Hamilton County Tax Incentive Review Council?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Allen, for your motion. Thank you, Dr. James, for your second.
None of you want that
Do
job.
we
No, my son. I can't.
do we have anything? Can we say job or? Thank you.
Glad it's not us.
Yeah. The only thing I do want to mention is,
Don't let her back up.
the Turk council is also the county auditor's office, and the county auditor is very much involved. And I also want to take a moment just to say that, you know, we want to extend our sympathies to Bridget Kelly's family.
Yes.
And, you know, and her staff there at Hamilton County Auditor's Office. You know, her resignation was announced and then very soon. Kind of shocking that she was gone as quickly as she went. Just wanted to mention that as well, but yes, Sycamore needs a representative, and Beth has done this in the past. It's traditional for the treasurer to do that. So I will represent the schools
Sure, you'll
to
do
the
it.
best of my ability.
Thank you.
thank you.
Mrs. Logan, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Ballant.
Aye.
Dr. James. Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Dr. Seeger.
Hi,
Mrs. Bitter.
Aye. Can I please get a motion and a second to approve donations?
So move.
second,
Thank you, Dr. Steger, for your motion. Thank you, Mr. Harris, for your second. Mrs. Logan, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Dr. Seeger.
hi,
Mr. Ballant.
Aye.
Dr. James. Mrs. Bitter.
Aye. The last item is other board business. And there's a few, I'm just gonna list a few things here and then sort of open it up for discussion. We have some ideas of, you know, possible changes to our schedule, our board meeting schedule. So we just want to throw it out there as a conversation. It may be necessary, I think we already know this, that there could be times where we need to have a little bit earlier executive session, maybe during these next month or two. And I just wanted to, put that on your radar. And if that happens, we would try to have it at, say, 5 or 5:30 or whatever time, Mr. Lewis and Mrs. Logan, you let us know. Does anybody have any objections to that? Should we need to do that?
I think it's an as needed.
And an
basis,
as- yeah. Is that anyone? Just put it on your radar in case we need it, okay? And you'll just let us know. And you can
I
check
would
with us and
say-
say, if you need it to be 5, clearly the earlier you tell us, the better.
I would say the two dates that I can already think of where I would at least say a 5:30 start would be May 1st.
Okay.
Which is the Sims players.
Mhm.
That's so what we would do is put our executive session at 5:30, try to be done by 6:30.
Okay.
Go in if we needed more time, we'd have to start earlier because our goal would be to go walk down, take a break, walk down, see their dress rehearsal at 6:30,
Yeah.
and then be ready for our start of our meeting at 7.
Okay.
And then May 15th would be the retirement celebration. And so our goal is always to go into executive session and be done by 6:30 again. I would say for my own sanity, it would be helpful to be done a little earlier than that, just so that we could walk down, be ready to go through, as if you've been a part of that, go through each of the retirees and, you know, give them their retirement gift and say some kind words about each retiree. So,
Yeah, and I just think that the opportunity to mingle with the staff and their
Yeah,
retirees is
absolutely.
really something that would work.
So
that
maybe
may be a
pencil in
5
5,
o'clock start on that.
5 p.m. on May 15th.
Okay. And then the other, I think, Mr. Lewis, you wanted to. Well, before we get to that last one, because I think that requires a little conversation, the idea of considering this summer
Oh,
changing, well, we have a couple,
Yeah, yeah,
changing
yeah.
the summer. If we wanted to, just floating the idea out there, if during the summer we wanted to have some morning meetings instead of all evening, because we have people on our board have different schedules, so just that idea, and you can talk about this next, and then the other one is to potentially change our next meeting, which is scheduled to be on the 17th of April, to potentially change it to the 24th, which is a week later, because there is an Ohio Association of School Business Officials, OASBO conference. And during that time that Mrs. Logan and Mr. Lovell are gonna be attending, and this would help them so they don't have to drive back in the middle of that and then go back to Columbus. So it's just putting it out there. So I'll let you now
yeah, that,
give us those ideas.
you did it very well. It's just, I would just be worried about their traveling, their, Mrs. Logan is a legend and a respected official. They ask her opinion on everything up there because I've been with her before and you can't get, you might as well just be I'm like the other person that's with her. So Brad, get ready for that experience.
So
Because they need her opinion on things and, you know, I have no idea, but my guess is I know she's heavily involved in a lot of committee work and other things. So to have her drive back for the meeting to go back would be detrimental.
So can everyone look, should we just look at right now? Board members, could you please look at your calendars on the 24th and see if it is possible? Or if you have any conflicts?
Yeah.
Could it be a 6 p.m. start, because I have a conflict where I'm down at an appointment at the hospital.
So
No.
6 p.m.
Could it be
on,
a 6 p.m. start on the 24th?
which is our normal
Right.
time for
Yeah.
executive session. Does that?
You
Miss-
You mean start the regular meeting
Yeah.
at 6?
No, no, not the
Start
regular, the
executive
executive.
Executive or normal. schedule.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're only thinking right now of potentially changing the executive session on those two
Okay.
dates
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I don't-
May 1st.
I think the other thing that'll help us is just giving us a little gap
I just want
between, I wish we'd have caught it sooner. Like, it was really hard to have this meeting because we really only had spring break after our last meeting. So I think you can see the light agenda.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a whole lot of business conducted in that short time. So I think having another 3-week gap, I'm looking at Dr. Davis, because hiring
Yeah.
season, I think she would welcome an extra week to get some additional people on the agenda. So it'll end up working out, I think, beneficially both ways. I know that Lynn will turn around and have another meeting the following week, so it'll be back-to-back weeks of meetings, but
Okay. All right. Anyone have any conflicts? Let's see. I don't have a conflict. The 24th. So would we have to vote on that, or is that something we can?
Now, you as the president can say that we're changing that and we will I'll send out the notice and notify the public.
Okay.
And we'll put it on the website.
Okay, well then we will switch the next meeting to be, our executive session will start at 6 p.m., 6 to 7, and then our normal time will be 7 p.m. That will be on the 24th of April. So we'll switch it from the 17th to the 24th.
thank you for doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And then the next item would be just having a discussion about this summer. I know it's a little, we don't have to say it now. We could talk about this next meeting, but just the idea of maybe looking at our summer schedule. If you would like to meet, not things on some days.
And we don't have
And
to
we can-
start at
we don't-
7:30. It could be,
you like having, just being consistent with the evening meetings in the summer? Do you,
Okay, but
anybody want to start the conversation?
Or the other-
Or do you want to wait?
I think the other option is,
Shelve
you
this?
know, starting it. We could start, we don't, even if we didn't do them in the morning, starting them earlier
Mhm.
so that we're, I mean, everybody, no offense, everybody likes to get home and go
Yeah.
enjoy some.
Well, why don't we,
I just need advance
Why
notice
don't
for my
we-
business
Sure.
travels. I mean, I'm fine with doing some morning meetings. I'm just gonna need to know.
yeah,
when.
well, why don't we, is it okay if we look at a calendar, if everyone looks at the summer calendars? This has just been sort of thrown on you a little bit, but just everyone go back, we will look. Am I allowed to send out an email and say these dates, just suggest? Am I allowed to do that?
You could,
And we're not voting?
you're not
Right,
voting,
just-
you're asking for availability.
Yes, I'm allowed to ask for availability, so I will do that, okay? And then you can just respond. Okay, great. All right. Is there anything else on other business? You don't have any other than this? Anyone want to bring anything up? All right, everyone, 7:33, our meeting is adjourned.
Wow.